All right, so this is really exciting. Usually I do like horror people, but I want to do the special episode with my friend Daniel Myer right here because he has a new album coming out. Isn't on the 20th, I think?
On the 20th, yeah.
Yes. This is like what, 9 years in the making, I think, because Blendware came out 2015.
We started 15 and yeah, the last few years were just very exhausting. Yeah, yeah.
Actually, let me make sure this is recording. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Technology. I'm sure you know how much of a pain that can be.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So what platforms are you wanting people to get the album from?
Well, the best would be, of course, on our personal Bandcamp.
Hmm.
Um, but I guess shipping to the US is kind of expensive. So it would be better if they order from there are the label has some distribution platforms in the US. The label is Dependent Records. I can send you some links if you want, and then you can post it maybe.
Yeah, no, those will. I would
But
definitely hope that a few people go, "Oh, I want to buy that." So,
yeah, I mean, the best would be actually our personal Bandcamp, the Haujobb Bandcamp page. I can also send you that link. But I guess shipping is really kind of crazy. I mean, we have a lot of orders actually from the US. I posted a link not too long ago because the label sent us some copies, and I think our shipping was actually cheaper than the shipping from the label
oh wow,
for, for some reason. So yeah, I will give that to you. Yeah.
nice. uh, Sorry, I'm having like a brain fart really quick here. Uh, what uh, what can you say about this album? I mean, you've worked 9 years on it. What do you want to say on this thing?
It's not my fault. That's what I can say. It's my partner's fault. Uh,
But it's
we
not like
start.
you haven't done anything. You put out a crap load of stuff over the last
I
few years.
did not a crap load, but I did
It's
release
a
some.
lot.
The thing is that Dan had this concept in his head about doing using only fieldwork recordings. Like he recorded a shitload of stuff in his kitchen with like home appliances, with his Dunstabzugshaube. I don't know the English word. It's in the kitchen.
The garbage
Uh,
disposal thing.
no, it's above the oven. It's above the
The thing that
stove.
sucks out the air, maybe,
That,
or
yeah.
the vent.
What's it called in English? The
I don't
vent.
like
Yeah.
the, yeah, the
In
fan,
German,
the blowing thing.
in German, in German, it's called Dunstabzugshaube. You have to learn that word. So yeah, he sampled this and a bunch of other things. So it was really important for him to keep the sound analog and natural and warm. So that was the concept behind the album, and it just took a shitload of time because the pandemic hit when we was just started to do all the mixing, and then we couldn't see each other because of that shit. And then he decided he's going to do the vocal mix, I will do the final mix, and all these things. But the concept is always like with all our records, just try to be different, and that's what we actually accomplished. I think it's another album that sounds different than the rest of our albums.
Well, I mean, each album you put out is definitely a different aspect of its own,
Yeah, yeah,
just going from album to album. So I'm definitely excited about it. And what's actually really cool is this. I think the second disc of the album, a bunch of remixes. I think.
yes.
God, I'm having so much. Is I think Actors did a remix. I think.
Like all the bands that I like and that I thought would that we could benefit from it, and that are also part of a new kind of generation of acts that I reached out to them, like Agent Sidewinder actors, but also like old accomplished acts like Thorphone and Absolute Body Control. So I just try to um, basically reach out to friends and to people that I thought could give the music a new it's like lift it to a new level and to a different level, and also to reach out different people.
Yeah, Actors has been doing some really amazing remix work.
Oh,
It's
fuck
definitely
it.
like, I mean, they've been blowing up like hardcore, so that's definitely a good name to have on there, even just as a
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I think also you put out a shirt recently too. So if you need a good band shirt, I think if I recall, you put out a really nice looking Haujobb shirt as well.
We have some few, like quite a few hot job shirts here.
Yeah. And then I think besides the album, currently I think you're in the US.
Yep.
What are you doing right now? I think you did a show in Nitzareb or something like that.
Yeah, I had a couple of shows planned with Nights Rap, and one in Cleveland and one in Ferndale, which is close to Detroit, which is actually like, yeah, right next to Detroit. And they were like 10 days apart. So I needed to fill up these shows, like the time in between. So I had another show in Detroit, and right after the show in Ferndale, which is the day after tomorrow, I'm gonna fly out to Toronto to do another gig with Haujobb. And then I'm gonna go back home and do some more music.
It never ends. You keep busting it out, which
So
is great. But I'm just looking
it's my
forward to. Hmm?
it's it's my job. It's you digging into all these horror shit, and I dig into music. You know, that's what we do.
Speaking of horror, I since we're getting close to like October, I wanted to ask you, what would you say are your five? I know I'm gonna. Well, I have to.
You have to. You have to. I know. I know.
It's a crappy question, I know, but
So
people
funny.
would like to know.
It's
Um,
so funny.
what are your five favorite horror movies?
Oh,
What do you
ha.
think I was going to ask you?
I thought you want to ask about Halloween, which because it's not important in Germany at all. I mean, it's getting there. People starting to adapt. You know, everything American is getting adapt all over the world. But yeah, horror movies. Is Alien considered horror movie?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I have.
Well, that's my all-time. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. So it's wow. That's a good question. I
I
never
was
thought
gonna say
about
there's definitely
horror
a lot of
movies.
alien samples in your music, so
Oh
that's.
yeah. I mean, Alien is. Of course, we love Hellraiser. Um, is Angel Heart a horror movie?
I'm gonna say so. It has De Niro in it. It was kind of creepy. I think he's plays the devil. I think or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, he plays the devil, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's the movie that made me wanna start smoking because Mickey Rourke looks so fucking cool smoking his
He looks
Camel.
normal, by the way. Mickey Rourke
Well,
does not look normal anymore, but
he looked
that was a movie he looked normal.
he looked kind of fucked up before he looked kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, no, he looked kind of fucked up. Now he looks fucked up.
He looks like a walking horror movie now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Angel Heart is really, I mean, it's a fucking fantastic movie. And there was another movie from Alan Parker, Birdie. Have you seen Birdie?
Birdie? No, I have not seen Birdie.
It's not horror, but also has some spooky elements in it. It's also from the director that directed Angel Heart.
Hmm.
It's great. It's with what's that name? Whatever. Yeah, it's a great movie. Hellraiser. What did I?
I think we
Angel
got
Heart.
Alien, Hellraiser, Angel Heart, two more. Two
Two
more.
more. Well, there are a lot of.
I know that's
Well,
why it's funny to see what you.
I'm more like a sci-fi geek, so
Yeah. That's why this is a fun question. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah, it is. Uh,
because sci-fi, I'm sure you could be like
yeah,
that.
I like some cheesy horror. I like what's the one with the zombies with the British guy?
28 Days Later, Shaun of the Dead.
No, 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 the funny one, Shaun of the Dead. Yeah,
Yeah,
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Fucking amazing, amazing. I love the humor. There are not so many spooky elements, but it's considered horror, right? I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's zombies in it, so
Yeah, and then of course, 28 days later, it's also like 28 days later, 28 weeks later. Uh, and they come up with a new one right now, right?
Supposedly, yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, so it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how that works out.
28 days later is fucking incredible. The whole atmosphere, the music.
Yeah, the music is definitely like a big
Yeah.
thing with that movie.
So good. So fucking great. Yeah, that's five, right?
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm gonna call it five right there.
Yeah, but I'm sure like in a few minutes I will regret my choices because I come up with some more.
Well,
Because we sampled quite a lot of movies when we first started, a lot of horror movies. Like Scanners, is it a horror movie?
oh yeah,
Scanners?
I would definitely. I mean, with the brain scene, I mean,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. I love that movie. Videodrome is not horror, right?
I would say it's more sci-fi on that one.
And then there were some recent ones also from that guy who did is it Paul Verhoeven or Mark Verhoeven? No, Paul Verhoeven, right? Or what's his name?
I
Who
think
did
Paul.
yeah. Naked Lunch is a great movie also. Is it horror?
I actually haven't seen Naked Lunch, believe it or not. I think
Okay.
what is his name? The guy that was Peter Weller, I think, is in Naked Lunch, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You haven't seen it?
I know, I know.
Well,
Weird.
it's a fucked up movie. It's not horror, but it's fucked up for sure.
There's definitely ones that I
Yeah.
probably should have seen, but I haven't.
Yeah, but you like more the trash horror, right? Or
I like really bad 80s horror. You know, it's not good. If it has, I mean, I just like a bunch of splatter and just it doesn't even need to make any sense. Like Night of the Demons is probably one of my favorite films for sure. That's a good one. It's just
yeah,
a
the thing is that I've never seen the splatter ones. I've seen one. My first show we the first Haujobb show we played in Berlin. Um, it was in '93, and it was a club called Knar Club, and they played in the background Necronomicon or something.
Oh, I have actually not seen that movie. It's got Jeffrey Combs in it, but
That
I
was fucking disturbing because there was pictures I've never seen before in my life. Like, isn't that a guy fucking corpses or some shit?
I don't know,
Was
but
it,
I wouldn't be surprised.
it was really disturbing. For me, I was a kid from East Germany, I didn't see anything nasty. And then the most terrifying thing I've seen was Hellraiser and Alien. And then we were in this club. I was probably drunk or something, and we just played a show. And then after our show, they played this stuff that was fucking hell. Really, I didn't know what is splash horror or splash.
Yeah, splatter.
Yes, splatter. I didn't know the genre at all, so it was really new to me.
It's I would say like Dead Alive is definitely a splattery film. That's got
Okay.
like it looks like a visually like a Gwar concert pretty much with all the splatter.
Okay. I have to check it out.
It's it. I think Peter Jackson did it from that did
Yeah.
Lord of the
Yeah, yeah,
Rings.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Dead Alive, Brain Dead, or but that's
I've
definitely.
seen Brain Dead, of course, because I like the actor in Brain
Oh
Dead.
yeah, yeah, that's the same movie. They call it I think
Yeah.
Dead Alive in the U.S. or
Okay.
something like that. So yeah,
I like the actor. He's fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here just because I just wanted to talk really quick about the album and stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before I go, anything else you want to say about the album? Because it's what, in 2 days I think it comes out.
It
Yeah,
comes out. What's the today is the
18th.
18th. Yeah, it comes out in 2 days. No, just give it a try. It's not very spooky, but it's us. It's our job. It's got shit tons of samples, but all basically made with a field recorder, with a little Zoom tape machine. Um, and I thank you for inviting me to your podcast.
Like it's a very low budget podcast. I even have a dumb little microphone thing that they.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put headphones on. I hate when they're like having these headphones on and they're just like this.
I don't even have a microphone. And the funny thing is, I did a podcast 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago, uh, with Industrial Detroit, which is a friend from here, and I got a little drunk in the meantime. I don't know if you can notice, but we
No.
went out to some clubs. We had barbecue. I had a beer, and then we went out to another club, and I had three drinks. And now I'm a little tipsy, but I guess that's. And she's looking over my shoulder.
I know. I really appreciate that you put the Elvira stand up
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, she's just here in
See over
that
there. I
room.
have an Elvira over there as well too.
Yeah, yeah. But she's real, right? I mean, this is a real autograph.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and she's real size. Yeah, I guess.
Nah, I think she's probably a little shorter than in real life.
Yeah.
It was actually her birthday yesterday, believe it or not.
Oh, happy
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
Uh, how old is she now?
She's got to be really old now at this point, but she still looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what she did. Is,
Oh, she just hosted a bunch of like horror talk show stuff back in the day, and I don't know,
so,
she's cool.
so she's not a movie star or something.
I mean, she's done movies,
Ah,
but
okay.
like movies based on herself. Like,
Ah,
yeah. So it's
okay.
like it'd be like I don't know a good example, but
Donald Duck.
huh?
Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Donald Duck making movies with Donald
Yeah,
Duck.
like Donald Duck in a movie. She's quackers. All
Just
right.
so every time I walk here in this room, this is my setup. I I got some speakers. I don't know. Yeah, I got some speakers for the time being when I'm here. I bought it on Reverb, so because I'm here for 10 days, so I needed something to work with. So Kat, the woman I stay with here in Detroit, she gave me this room. It's her office, and this lady was in the office. So whenever I enter the room, it's dark. So I enter the room and I see someone standing there. It's every day. It freaks me out. Fucking
It's a
freaks.
good way to wake up, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And before I wrap this up, really quick, I
Yeah.
want to throw out there. On YouTube, you have a cooking show. I loved it. I'm just saying, I don't know why. It just watching. I don't care about anybody cooking at all. I would never watch anybody cooking, but you were just so masterful. I've never seen someone make spaghetti as good as you.
Then I should do more, I guess.
You should.
It's
I think it was fun. I think it was fun.
okay. It was just out of boredom because it was the pandemic and there was nothing to do. So I
No, there was not, but it's something that you did really well. I couldn't do it as
thank you.
fancy as you. I can put
Thank you.
something in a microwave or an oven and that's it. But you were just
Thank
like a
you.
little kitchen wizard.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a little kitchen. It was a very small
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like you took the elements of your musicianship studio craziness and translated that into food, which was
exactly.
which was
That's
amazing.
that sounds fantastic. That sounds
Yeah.
good. Sounds like a good concept.
Yeah.
I will cook for you one day. I promise.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
We should get sushi though at some point. We haven't done that in
Oh,
like
please,
years.
please. Yeah. With
Yeah,
shit tons of plates.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up. I thank you for, spending the
Thank you.
time to do
Thank
this.
you.
And the album, I think it's The Machine and the Ghost, right?
Gene and the Ghost. Yeah.
Yes. Comes out Friday, September 20th. The album probably costs about as much as like a coffee or a beer, so sacrifice that and go get that in your collection. It's a great album that's coming out. I'm looking forward to it. Get the fancy version though. That's like two beers you got to sacrifice because those
Yeah, yeah.
records are probably gonna
It's
be bangers.
serious.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
Thank you, Derek.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Stop recording.